Godsairsofters, and I'm Delta-1, and today I'm going to be bringing you the internal reports of the MK.II saw. First thing I'm going to note, we unscrewed the trigger system right here, which is an electric trigger system, which basically you just, literally, if you can hear this, I'm going to remove it because it's just kind of the way, it's just, literally you hear this. That's how the trigger system works. We also unplugged another wire from there, because that's just really trigger system. That's it. Nothing special. It is fun to go like this though. So I'm going to move that out of the way. Oh, note that these are really crappy trigger switches, so if you have a saw and it won't stop firing, it's because you need to replace this trigger system. It is really not that hard. You literally just take off that. Ours wouldn't come off, so we just literally had to figure a way out. But yeah, that's your problem. You just need to buy a new one of these. You can get it at Airsoft GI for like $8.50. So anyways, moving on. This is a spring guide right here. Well, you would have already removed it, but that's what it'll come with. It comes with a, I think, M100 or M90 spring. It is very consistent at 350 FPS is what ours is clocked in at. It's a okay spring. If you're looking to upgrade, like most people are gonna try and shoot for a M120. We had issues with our motor, and I've heard other any other A&K saws had their motors are just terrible. They can't pull back M120s, so you'd have to really do some work to it. So you're gonna need to do work anyways, regardless. If you own a saw, if you know how to work on them as well as I do. One of the things I'm gonna get off on is the shimming is absolutely god-awful, terrible, disgusting, bad, horrifying, terrible, frightening, bad. It is just bad. I don't even know another word to describe it. Every time I think of shimming and bad, it's got to be A&K. When we sell ours, if we sell saws, we will probably end up special ordering them unless they sell a lot. We will always reshim all of our A&Ks. So the shimming is done with copper, which is very unusual. It's either that or it's color-coded metal, but it looks like copper. Also, another neat feature to the A&K gearbox is note how the gears are kind of in a straight line instead of a triangle. That's kind of different for gearboxes, considering how large this gearbox is like, you can see my hand, it's a good 7 inches, maybe 6. The more or less parts, the gears are not really great, they're not really bad, they're just mediocre. I would recommend upgrading them. That would be a high recommend. The tappet plate is pretty good. We've put around 10,000 rounds through it, and there's not much wear on it at all. The piston itself is just standard crappy Chinese piston, and piston head is absolutely god-awful terrible. As you can see, it's a very bad piston head. That would be another recommendation to upgrade. The piston tube is very nice. I like it. It's nice and silver instead of just standard old brass, which is kind of cool. It's really shiny. I like it, so I'll probably end up using it. The cylinder head right here is okay. I recommend getting a new one and a air nozzle. A new air nozzle. The air nozzle is not that great. I'd prefer metal ones because they're really durable and you won't run into any like feeding issues. You shouldn't. Our gears have kind of suffered a little bit of wear for how low amount of rounds we've put on them. I personally think the gears are terrible. So I'll be upgrading them with the JG reinforced gears. Note you won't need any special version 7 gears for this. They'll just take regular old-fashioned gears. The motor is a short type. Definitely I recommend getting a new motor. Just anything besides A&K. Even JG motors will do. Those are pretty much it. But as you can see, it's just really nice. I really like it. It's simple design. It's a good thing to learn off of. So if you're out there and you have a gearbox for a saw, this is pretty much as simple as it gets. That's pretty much it I have to say. Another neat feature is that they have 8mm ball bearings, which means you will get a really nice rate of fire. Also, we have taken some of the factory grease out because they always put too much. One thing I'd recommend is just cleaning up the gears and putting any new grease that is like just pretty much standard AEG grease. You can find that on almost any website. Also, I really like how the tappet plate is on this, even though it looks disgusting. It's very good. I know I've mentioned that before and I'm repeating myself, but this is just such a simple design and it's so easy to work on. The only con to this gearbox is the trigger switch. They have not made a good one yet. It's just a pretty much cheap Chinese clone. Even the classic armies have the same issue. Another thing, the wiring for the saw is kind of terrible. I'd suggest getting some like better wiring for it. There's no way it could handle a LiPol. It would just burn the wiring. Also, it's just pretty much a simple design. I mean, I think it's personally wonderful. I can't get over how simple this is. One of the other cons to it is if you're looking for aftermarket 8mm ball bearings, there's only two, and they're both $35, and they're expensive, and you're better off just lubricating your 8mm ball bearings and just sticking with what you got. But personally, new motor, new gears. That's a definite. Well, you could keep the gears, but new piston head. You gotta come up with something new. But you must reshim this gun. For those who don't shim and don't know how, I'm sorry, but this is pretty much the internal reports of the A&K saw. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to ask us questions, comment, subscribe, anything. Contact us at godsairsofters@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. This is Godsairsofters. Delta 1 out.